this world, in life, you cannot have the good without the bad. You have to be able to, in the whole world in its fullest, in life at its fullest, there is good and there's bad, and then there's everything in between, right? As of the past week, there's been events that have been happening in the world. There's situations that have happened. There's devastating moments in history that we have witnessed in the past week. These kind of things is evil. In the whole big scheme of things, evil will never be gone. And I was thinking about it because I was thinking about the assassination that's happened, you know, a couple of days ago, and I was really emotional and passionate about, because I'm very, very optimistic about the human race, and I'm very kind of looking at the bright side for the people and the world and life in general. That's just how I am. That's how I think. And me making these videos and me trying to play a part in influencing younger men to improve themselves and take full control over their life, take responsibility, find true fulfillment, delay gratification, be patient, be disciplined, try their absolute best, and all these things, really. Start all the good habits, get rid of the bad habits, that sort of thing, right? So as I'm on this mission here with the content journey to try and do that with my videos, there's also this kind of realization where, like, when all these bad things happen in the world and I witness it, or I see things or see videos, it really, especially with some things in particular, it really, really hits a spot in my heart. Like when I saw Charlie Kirk get shot and assassinated, and I saw the blood pour out his neck and die on that spot. It was during my gym session, and that whole gym session I was working out, and I was just tears running down my face. I was just crying the whole time. It's not because I knew the guy, it's not because I followed Charlie Kirk, it's not because I had this emotional attachment to him, but I think it's the thing where I see the evil that was put upon that whole situation. I think because obviously, as we see, is a person that pulled the trigger, a individual human being that pulled the trigger, right? That set up the plan, that executed it to the way that it happened. And when I look at that and I really analyze it, and I'm like, I just don't think that's a human thing. And I think about the concept of evil, and in a spiritual way, we could say the devil. It's a thing where it's bigger than we actually think. It's actually much worse than we can actually comprehend. And not even just in the situation of the assassination, the stuff happening in Palestine and in Gaza and Israel and everything like that, all these wars happening all over the world, and people killing other people and innocent people as well. And there's ego, and there's evil spirits, and it's a less of like, because what I fully believe is that when someone makes a decision, you know, like someone makes a choice to do this or that, or they go about their life with a certain perspective, there's a certain puppeteer over top causing these horrific events to happen, and watching people be afraid and be scared, and look at people become weaker and weaker and less motivated and less disciplined and more relaxed and lazy and everything, and even just be angry to hurt someone else is a form of the devil catching you out, you know. Is when you react in emotion, you tend to make irrational decisions, which then puts harm on other people and causes evil in a whole. And I think it's more of a spiritual thing than anything. Like I feel we need God, and more young men need to understand the concept of God more than ever. And me, I'm not Christian. I'm not any religion at all, but I'm not so close-minded, and I'm not stupid to the fact that I can understand that everything, all the blessings in my life, everything that is to be here is not us. It's not the passion to want to do what I do here is not me, it's God, and God is everything and anything. And when you think about it, depending on how you want your perspective to be of God as a concept, what's going to help you best, I see God as a father figure of some sort, and I see that he makes you luckier, you know. Like I have these ways of saying things about God because that's just what makes sense to me and makes sense in my perspective and helps me be better. I feel like whatever helps you be better, whatever helps you in your life improve or build you in any sort of direction or endeavor that you want to go into, is the best belief that you can choose, whatever that is. I don't think there is any wrong way that you can comprehend God. God is everything and anything, as long as it is putting you in a positive trajectory. Then I feel like there shouldn't be a problem. There shouldn't be a debate about this God is the right way and this one isn't, you know. Like it's technically all right. It's true. God is bigger than we can even understand, and also is evil and the devil and the bad in the world. Oh, another thing that there is that with in Newton's law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. meaning that with every force, positive, neutral, negative, anything, there's a opposing opposite force going against it. So let's say the more someone tries to do good in the world, or the more someone tries to like push for a dream they have, whether it's to be an influencer, you know, a leader of some sort, whether it's to be a dancer or a singer, whether it's to go and train to be an athlete in any sport, you know, there's going to be an opposite force going against you, going against a group of people, going against a thought. There's going to be a opposing force going against it. So with all the good in the world, there was going to be an opposite and equal force of evil. The stuff we don't see in the world, the deep dark web where they have all this bad stuff on there. There's bad things that happen all around the world that we do not see, and this evil is just as equal as all the good and beautiful things and blessings that we have. But the conclusion is that we need the bad, because if we didn't have the bad, then we wouldn't appreciate the good. Now with everything that's horrifying and scary and gets you worried about, you know, with your future kids, what's going to happen to them if in the future of this world, if there's going to be wars and people killing each other and stabbings and all this horrible shit. You would be worried about your future family, of course. The message that I want to try to help push, and I guess my part in all this is only my part, I can only do my part, is keep pushing the message of self-improvement. And I know with everything around you, with the politics, with the countries going to war, with shootings, with stabbings, with just bad things happening, try your best to not let that energy indulge your life or affect your decisions going forward, because the world is going to constantly try and remind you how bad the place is, okay? And now your job is to make sure that you keep your head focused on what your individual goal is. I don't know what your individual goal is, I don't know what you want to do, but the goal is to stay focused. No matter with all these external things happening around you, on the news, there's this thing happening. Over here, this thing is happening. You overhear that this person's talking shit about you at school. This person's talking shit about you at work, whatever that is. The hardest thing to do is you need to stay focused. Let's say people that want to help people in Palestine and the Gaza and the wars and stuff, they're going to do marches and walk on the streets and think that that's... I actually had a genuine question. I was like, are they fundraising money for it? Or are they, you know, what effort are they particularly doing to help Palestine and Gaza and whatever, and the war over there? And I've gained the knowledge that it actually doesn't do anything. It's actually kind of a waste of time. And if it's just to spread awareness, well, I guess I'm aware of it. I ain't gonna be able to do anything. I feel like the best way that people or individuals are gonna be able to help are the people that have the funds and the finances to be able to gain all this. They know the right people to be able to go there and get resources to help these people in need. And that will probably help them way more than marching the streets in your own country and waving Palestine flags in your own country when it's happening over in a different part of the world. If you really wanted to help, you've got to go over there, or you've got to build yourself up to a position of power or status to make some changes and adjustments if you were really motivated to help people. Because bringing awareness is one thing, but actually going there and actually physically helping would probably make a little bit more of a difference, just a little bit. And I mean, I guess that's just my opinion. But yeah, this video is it's basically talking about how there's all this shit happening in the world. But the best thing that we can do is to make sure that we don't lose ourselves in the process, that we don't get angry and emotional and start hurting other people because of what they believe in, or because they are going against what we think is true.